is to provide him that legal, the due process, no, that should be accorded and afforded to him as a citizen of this country. So, sabi ko nga, he's a lawyer. He knows better, no, rather than continue on being or pretending to be a vlogger. He is very well aware of his rights, and he should face these charges before him.
Ito na nga, Attorney Harry Roque, inaakusahan ni Congressman Adyong na siya umano ang nasa likod ng pagpapakalat ng pulveronic video ni President Bongbong Marcos. Pero bago ang lahat, maaari kayong mag-subscribe para maging updated sa mga issue at bagong mga balita. Kamakailan nga ay naging controversial sa buong bansa, lalong-lalo na sa social media, ang pagkalat ng pulveronic video ni PBBM. Lanao del Sur 1st District Representative Congressman Zia Adyong, sinasabing si Harry Roque umano ang may pasimuno nito. Mga banat ni Roque sa House of Representative, bigong madepensahan ni Congressman Adyong sa media. Narito ang buong detalye.
Balikan ko lang po yung fake news hearing. Sa tingin niyo po ba, I understand si Attorney Harry Roque may standing contempt order na yung House Quad Committee. Pero given na nabanggit po siya ulit dito sa House Tri-Committee hearing na sinasabing siya umano yung nasa likod nitong pulveron video, sa tingin niyo po ba kailangan siyang ipatawag ulit this time ng Tri-Committee para makapagpaliwanag doon?
Well, I think so. I think we need to provide them also the due course, the due process to explain himself. Kasi the allegation, according to Ms. Pebbles, no, Kunanan, if proven true, creating and spreading these deepfake videos, manufactured videos, distorted videos, to not only cause and stir public outrage, but to demean a sitting official, and expecting that there will be a call for any possible legal possible means to discredit the office that he represents is, to me, borders the issue of national security, because the office of the president is not only the head of the government, but he also at the same time the commander-in-chief. So I guess yung remarks niya, according to Ms. Pebbles, that he is good at toppling governments, I think he should be also, I presume that he would also be good at explaining himself before the public why he was made to he was made to appear as if he was made to appear that he is one of those who probably decide on how they can mislead the public by providing a fake videos, doctored videos, in order to gain some political score, no? So I guess nandun ako sa position na dapat talaga siyang mag-explain sa ating mga tao. He's a lawyer, he is an officer of the court, and all lawyers are obligated and expected to inform the public based on facts and truth, at hindi sila magiging fake news peddlers to a point where they are not only assailing the integrity of a certain individual, a sitting president at that, but they are assailing the integrity of the institution that the person is representing, which happens to be, in this case, the office of the president.
Opo. And sir, yung testimony kasi ni Pebbles, yun nga, medyo mabigat. Do you believe po ito ay part ng broader destabilization plot nga ng mga kalaban ng administrasyon? Although sa Facebook Live nga ni Attorney Harry Roque ay dinideny niya naman to. Ano pong masasabi niyo?
Alam niyo po, prior to that video, there was already the Maisug rally. So I think that the group that is associated with Attorney Roque associated with has been laying down the premise na kinoconnect nila itong si Presidente daw ay gumagamit ng illegal na droga. Naririnig naman natin yung salitang bangag. So I think that there were already that effort and by in laying down that premise so that they can steer public outrage, no? To gain, sabi ko nga, this group is so desperate that they have to come out with a doctored video, which to me it's not only that's only incendiary in nature, but it is a cheap antique to the lowest level, no? At hindi lang ito fake news, but this is a dangerous lie. Imagine you are creating and hoping to generate unrest in our streets, generating, a public outcry. And I believe marami ng mga instances wherein masasabi natin na yung grupo kung saan na-associate si Harry Roque, publicly, they have been condemning the president in the open, no? In fact, there was already a call by former President Duterte to withdraw the support of the PNP and the AFP. So I would say there was really indeed, probably, kasi it is difficult not to connect these events from the testimony of Ms. Pebbles. Kasi sila mismo, nakikita natin, na meron talagang effort to lay down the predicate and lay down the premise that indeed the fake video, doctored video, was authentic para ipapakita sa tao na gumagamit nga itong presidente natin ng illegal na droga.
Opo. Sorry, last na po, Kong Zia. Tungkol lang po sa Facebook, kasi mula sa inyong mga kasamahan sa Kongreso and even former VP De Castro and yung iba pang mga dumalo sa pagdinig, ay sinasabi nila yung Meta or itong ang naghumahawak sa Facebook ay may great responsibility for the spread of fake news. Tingin niyo po ba kailangang magkaroon pa ng pananagutan yung Facebook sa mga isyong ito sa fake news, and ano po kaya yung dapat gawin yung mga content creators lang ba or pati Facebook kailangan talaga ma-hold accountable sa mga isyong ito, and in what way po kaya?
Alam ko dapat din natin tingnan, hindi lang ho tayo i-regulate yung mga content na ina-upload dyan sa mga platforms na yan. Kailangan ho din natin magkaroon ng regulation sa pag-operate nitong mga social media platforms, itong mga creators, itong mga operators na ito, because they have the full access and control of their algorithms eh. Yung policy, yung internal policy nila kasi, for me, it does not work to really safeguard their platforms from becoming the space to generate fake information and fake news. Kailangan ho din natin malaman kung ano yung pwedeng gawin ng gobyerno. If their policy, internal policy is not sufficient, then the government has to step in. And this is now, hindi lang ho ito bago sa ating sa mundo. There are a lot of countries who also regulate the operation of social media platforms and operators like Meta. In fact, in Singapore, the government has already adopted and approved a law, yung Protection from Online Falsehood and Manipulation Act. So if Singapore can do that, and Singapore is one of the most progressive countries in Southeast Asia. So if Singapore can do that, why can't we? So ako ang paniniwala ko, dapat kung nais natin magkaroon talaga ng mas magandang panukalang batas na magre-regulate din sa traffic sa online and online spaces ng discourse, hindi ho lang natin i-regulate at mag-set ng standard kung ano yung dapat na nababasa, naririnig ng ating publiko, but yung paraan kung papaano po nila ito ma-upload. So it's very important that the operators of this platform, social media platforms, also needs to be part of this solution. And by becoming them part of the solution, the government really has to step in, and probably the Congress needs to pass a bill, no? In regulating this fake news. Hindi lang ho problema natin yan sa bansa, problema na ho ng mundo yan if this is not being regulated. I believe in 2016, the first person that I heard speaking about this is Maria Ressa dun sa Senate hearing back in 2016. So this is really essentially the purpose of the TRICOM eh. Kasi lahat ang dami na pong sumusuporta dito sa ating ginagawa na hearing sa TRICOM, no less than a former high-ranking officials na nagsasabi na sila din ho ay biktima ng fake news. So, just to answer your question in a very short, pasensya na medyo nahaba yung tagsagot ko sa iyo. Tama po na dapat talaga ho magkaroon tayo ng panukalang batas, hindi lang po dun sa mga fake news, but also to explore on how the government can really earn an additional revenue from all these platforms eh. Kasi I believe nung tinanong po namin ng BIR kung ano yung mga mekanismo nila o polisiya nila para magkaroon tayo ng at least man lang magkaroon ng fair taxes doon sa mga gumagamit ng itong platforms na to at yung mismo yung operators, wala ho silang maibigay ng konkreto na sagot. So if they are using if they are using these platforms in order to, again, to monetize yung kanilang mga content at in the end, kung makakuha sila ng livelihood, I believe the government also needs to see that angle kung paano po magkaroon ng hindi lang ho malayang pamamahayag, but malaya in a sense na hindi ho mabigyan ng maling impormasyon ang ating publiko. Thank you, Melanie.
We now recognize our Earl from IBC.
Kang Zia, good morning po.
Good morning.
Kung balikan ko lang yung kay Harry Roque. Kasi you said nga, due process lang and it's a must na humarap din siya sa TRICOM para maging fair yung pagdinig, marinig yung side niya. But same as with Quad Committee, kahit may contempt order siya, ayun nga po yung ginawa niya, nagtago siya sa Netherlands as of the moment. And then, what do we make lang po of him being a lawyer pero sinasagot niya yung mga accusations sa kanya on social media and never as of now in the formal committee hearing po?
Well, I think as a lawyer, he knows very well that he needs to respond to these allegations on a legitimate platform. I believe ang kanyang ginagawa sa ngayon as a, I don't know if I can consider him a vlogger, but yung mga kanyang mga response should have been treated more weight if only he exercised his profession as a lawyer, come home and as an officer of the court. He knows very well that if there's allegations have been thrown at him, and serious allegations thrown at him, and there's a pending arrest before him because he somehow up to now evades the reach of the arrest order because he's facing a serious criminal charges here in the country as an officer of the court and as a lawyer. He knows that the proper venue for him to exercise his right as a citizen and to also take the opportunity to avail of the due process is to come home and face these charges before the courts.
So, sir, just straightly asking, yung ginagawa niya ngayon, it's not very lawyer-like and not becoming of a former government official, sir?
Doon ata siya kumukuha doon sa online support eh. I think he's trying to capitalize on their online mass-based support. And not so much on really facing under oath these charges in a legitimate manner.
Thank you, Kong. Follow-up na lang po ako dun sa issue ng bawal, sa usapin ng bawal basta sa election bill. Tatanungin ko lang kung yung disqualification ba para sa mga kandidato in the future na uulit ng same incident and same remarks, may bearing po ba yung punishment na disqualification for the candidates na ganun yung gagawin in the future?
Sabi ko nga, ang COMELEC at this very moment has that power eh. I mean, they're a regulatory commission. In fact, the reason for the show cause order issued against, I guess, 5 candidates right now is the commission exercising that power and mandate. So, should there be any amendments, possible amendments to the Omnibus Election Code, we are open naman. We are open naman to discussing that. Kasi nga kailangan ho natin ma-safeguard hindi lang ho yung karapatan ng ating electorate na bumoto, yung right to suffrage, kailangan din ho natin silang i-safeguard from remarks na hindi nakakatulong sa paglago at pag-progress ng kanilang komunidad. At kailangan din natin protektahan yung kanilang karapatan sa tamang impormasyon.
Next will be Miss Page from ABS.
Hi Kong, balik lang ko kay Harry Roque kasi binanggit ni Harry Roque nung Facebook live niya nung Tuesday after the hearing na nag-thank you siya sa TRICOM kasi binigyan daw siya ng evidence to support his application for asylum sa Netherlands. So he's saying na that hearing where he was linked to the so-called Polvoron video shows that he is being politically persecuted. Your reaction po?
Well, I don't think, well, that's his defense, no? But I don't think the messaging, I mean, the information, the revelation of Miss Pebbles would add on to his defense, no? Or his application for an asylum. Kasi unang-una, yung pagbibigay mo mismo sa kanya ng invitation is an indication that he's given that due process. So it is not for me as a signal that this administration is really ganging up on him as what he is trying to portray online. In fact, the very purpose of that invitation is to provide him that legal, the due process, no, that should be accorded and afforded to him as a citizen of this country. So, sabi ko nga, he's a lawyer, he knows better, no, rather than continue on being or pretending to be a vlogger. He is very well aware of his rights, and he should face these charges before him, no. Hindi lang po dyan sa kay revelation ni Ms. Pebbles Cunanan, but the application for asylum rests very well much linked and connected with the charges filed against him on qualified human trafficking, and also the contempt orders that was cited against him by the Quadcom by continuously refusing and frustrating the committee by withholding those documents that we requested him to provide, and he did and assured the committee that he would provide eventually. But up to now, hindi pa po niya nilalabas at binibigay sa ating committee.
Kong, aside from yung sinabi niyang yun na additional evidence, sinabi din ni Roque na everything is just a show, that TRICOM has a ready script complete with a PowerPoint presentation.
Hindi po yan, you cannot blame, for example, the resource persons or those members of the committee who are prepared to ask their questions. Kasi we are expected to be prepared every time we come out and then we join the deliberation. We're discussing here of a very serious matter that not only threatens this country, but it's really a global problem, no? At saka yung purpose of the TRICOM really is kailangan nung natin mabigyang solusyon itong paglaganap at pagsugpo sa itong maling impormasyon. May mga AI-generated na mga videos, nakita natin yung Polvoron videos. Very alarming ito dahil may issue tayo sa national security natin, no? So, yung ginagawa po ng TRICOM, hindi lang po legitimate na may concern talaga, na mayroon talagang problema when it comes to disinformation. Kasi sa panahon ngayon na very fast yung information dissemination and yung exchanges of information, if we don't have a regulation for this, truth becomes optional. And once truth becomes optional, democracy becomes vulnerable. So, yun po yung ating gustong at nais na ipahiwatig sa ating mga kababayan. punitive.
Akong hingi na rin po ng reaction dito po sa sinabi ni Sasot. Sabi po niya, it's an honor to be cited in contempt by a very corrupt House of Representatives led by a very corrupt Speaker.
Una sa lahat, may honor pa ba siya? I mean, these are people who portray themselves as heroes, but do not have the honor to face a legitimate investigation and to face the public and explain themselves under oath kung bakit may mga sinasabi silang hindi tama at hindi hindi totoo. So I think being honorable is to not only being brave online, but brave enough to face the charges and under oath express your sentiments. And by the way, I thank those vloggers who have participated in our committee hearings. I take these people as you know, courageous enough to take to explain themselves and take the chance and to take the opportunity granted to them kasi binibigyan naman sila ng invitation and due process para i-explain sa deliberasyon sa komite kung ano yung pwede nilang maibigay at input na may dagdag sa pag-formulate at pag-draft natin ng isang batas. So I thank them for continuously engaging the committee and for explaining their side. Kasi yun naman talaga dati sa atin dito na dapat ay kung mayroon sila kasi yung parte doon sa sektor na yon. At sila yung very much active doon sa platform na yon. So their inputs would be very much valued and very much appreciated. So I thank them for coming over and continuously engaging in the committee deliberation.